Talk about high numbers, I shot 'em. If I'm gonna hit the ball pure, I got to go take the cure. Bucket of ball.
That's awesome. Jeff, I didn't hear you in there, but I heard you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Fantasy Golf TV with Jeff Deal. We got some great guest hosts to give you some information. Brian Steffen, the golf monger himself down the end there.
How you doing, buddy?
Thanks for being here. And
Glad I could make it in this week.
everybody knows Jimmy Biggs, PGA professional from Crow Creek here in North Myrtle Beach and the Myrtle Beach greater area.
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm good.
Good.
I was with him all week up at the Carolina PGA show in Greensboro. I'm sure you see a lot of it on TGD TV, folks, and
Yeah,
did
we
a great job.
just drove in about 20 minutes ago. Came straight here.
Yeah, on ice and sleet.
Ice, snow, sleet, but
So-
it stopped before. It's always beautiful in Myrtle Beach. It's gorgeous here.
It is. It really is. We could, even when it rains.
Did you have,
Even when it rains.
did you have your eyes open when you drove in the car?
No, absolutely not. It was beautiful out.
Well, we
It's
call
gorgeous.
it here in Myrtle Beach. We call it liquid sunshine.
Liquid sunshine,
liquid
baby.
sunshine.
And it never rains on the
I
golf
think I
course.
drank some of that once.
Listen, we're here, folks. We're here to help you guys. It's another week of Fantasy Golf TV. You can catch us. Click on the TGD. Go to thegolfdirector.com. Click on the TGD TV tabs. Then scroll down. Click on Fantasy Golf TV Live Player. You can watch us live. We're also on FantasyGolfTV.com. We also have FantasyGolf.com/FantasyGolfTV. And you can tweet us at Fantasy Golf TV too. So you can give us all the information, ask us questions on there, and it's a good venue to contact us if you have any questions or concerns about your teams. We're here to bring you all the information that you need to make sound decisions for your teams. Obviously, we're going to look back at the Northern Trust. It was a great playoff. We're going to look forward to Honda Classic, so you can pick your teams. So we got a lot on the schedule for this show.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Northern Trust.
Another playoff. Awesome.
Yeah.
I want one every weekend.
Do you?
I do.
Do you want to where a guy drains back-to-back birdies to win it?
How about
An unassuming
3
guy.
1-putts?
3 1-putts.
Yes.
By the way, raise your hand if you had James Hahn on your fantasy, even on your fantasy team.
I did last year.
Yeah,
once.
that helps. That helps.
Once.
By the way, how about a guy winning the tournament that the thing he was most known for till winning Riviera yesterday was his Gangman style dance on the 16th
From the Phoenix.
in Phoenix
Yes.
in 2013
Yes.
where he danced.
Yes,
No.
that's exactly what I remember him for. Because I picked him the very next week.
I spent all Sunday trying to figure out who the hell he was, and then I remembered that's
Well, he just like
That's what I knew
disappeared.
him from.
That was actually 2 years ago. That wasn't even.
yeah, it was
last year.
2013.
Yeah.
Well, he was 297th ranked in the world.
Well, he just fell off the face of the earth. Like
It brought him down to, what, 90, I think, right?
86th.
86.
He was working like a ladies' foot
Well,
locker
what
or
does it
something
really
like
mean,
that.
though? It gets him into the Masters.
Gets him in the Masters.
That's
That's all that matters.
the number one goal in the early part of the season for all the.
Well,
all the
it-
tour
If you're
players.
not invited yet, yes.
Yes,
Get to the
if
Masters.
you're not already in yet. Well, Jeff, you know I've talked about this a ton of times when you used to coast with me on my local show here, the Golf Guys. With when you win, you get that first win. It's life changing.
It's certainly.
Well,
is.
you get a 2-year exemption. You get to go to the Masters, and the money. I mean, you go from whatever you were making to
Some guys sleep it in their car.
Bills are paid.
every tournament is almost $1 million anymore.
Yeah.
The winners share, if not more. So it's life changing.
It takes stress out of travel.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, he
and
was. What did it
sets
say?
your schedule.
2 years ago, he had $200 in his pocket. He was playing on the Canadian tour. He was not even. He had to borrow money
Yeah.
to pay his caddy,
Well, he was
and
selling
he
shoes.
wasn't even sure how he's getting home.
He was selling shoes at one point too.
Yeah.
And he
he's
went
selling
out and he
shoes.
finished in the top 10, so he made some money. I mean, talk about pressure.
Yeah.
He's teeing it up on Thursday on the Canadian tour, not knowing how he's getting home because he only had $200 in his pocket.
Well, the former shoe salesman. It was a rainy day too, so it was tough conditions, but he plowed right through. And then afterwards, watching him in a press conference, and he was just one of the guys. It was awesome, right?
Well,
Yeah.
first thing he wanted to talk about is his wife's having a baby in 3 weeks,
Yep.
and they didn't have a name yet. So they might. He says, "I'm going to talk to her about naming her Riviera."
I was just gonna say Riviera's the one, right?
He goes, "I think I liked." He goes, "I think that'll make a pretty cute girl's name. I might have to talk to the wife about naming her Riviera."
Good luck with
There
that.
you go.
He's not getting
How,
away with
how
that.
awesome would that be?
He's not going to get away with that.
Well,
No.
what about the other two guys? Obviously, in the playoff, Paul Casey, Dustin Johnson. Great playoff. Paul Casey on number 10, right? Second playoff hole. He had the best shot. He was sitting
Absolutely.
in the best position.
Yeah.
It took two classic flop shots, and then he didn't get up and down.
One
So,
better than the next.
you know, it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
So it was a
Paul
great
Casey,
playoff.
you got to figure when he hits the tee ball and then he puts it his second shot in, considering where Dustin and James were, he's
Think
got to be
he's moving
thinking,
on.
"Oh, I got a good shot. It might be over here.
Yeah.
You know, I could be winning right here." And he's the one that doesn't even go beyond the next hole. By the way, how small did the cup look to Dustin after Ron made that putt? I mean, because he tees off first on the par 3,
Sure.
sticks it to 12 feet. Han comes up and puts it to 25. They're walking down the fairway. Dustin's got to be thinking, I think I got that. I think I got this.
Right.
I just got to make this putt. I left it in a good spot.
Yep.
It's going to break a ball or two. I think I got this. And then Han drains it from 25. You think that cup looked like?
Oh, yeah.
It was about
That shrinks.
Dime.
the size of a
Like
quart.
the little
Don.
practice cup, 2-inch practice cup,
Yeah.
you know.
Because he didn't even come close.
Well, still, though, listen, Dustin, I mean, what did it mean to him? I mean, 3 tournaments, he missed a cut in the first, T4, T2. I think he's poised to have a solid year, and probably the career year for him.
This
It's
is
coming
what
up.
I was hoping would happen when he came off the rest in the break.
And
if
the
he
baby.
really and the baby and all that madness is behind him, and if he really did get off the booze and you know whatever else his issues were, if he really has them under control, we all know he's got all the talent in the world. And what's the one thing we've all said about him? Maybe he's just missing a little bit
Focus.
upstairs. And if you got all that other crap going on, whether it's alcohol or drug, I mean, whatever whatever, that's a problem. You got to be clear-headed
Sure.
to play
To
at
play
that level.
at this level, yeah.
At that level, you got to be. The line is so fine.
So, all right, another quick look back. What about disappointments? Garcia. Remember last week? I said put Garcia on your team. I'm just saying, folks. Just said it. And
Well, you were right.
Although,
You were right till the last 5 holes.
well, last 2 holes,
Wow.
he was leading, coming
Well,
up 18.
He sniped 16 too.
Yeah, but
snapped that
he
one.
was. Everybody was dropping a little bit, including him.
The whole field dropped.
Everybody dropped. The
I
last
said at the
4 or
beginning
5
of the
holes.
day until I saw that it was raining.
You remember, it's
that
about
11 under was
fantasy
gonna win.
points. It's about fantasy points, and he got you some points. So put him on your team. A lot of people didn't. But and then
Oh, by
Jordan
the way, who
Spieth.
won last week?
Jordan Spieth.
Me and you.
That's right. Yeah, well, we'll get into. I got that's coming up too. We're going to go over our league and
Spoiler
see who's
alert.
winning.
Sorry.
That's it, Jimmy.
Don't
Sorry,
look at
it's
me.
doing good.
Don't look at Jimmy.
Jimmy had a
Jimmy
tough
struggled.
Had a
week.
tough week.
Jimmy took it on the chin.
I lost two of my both my
Two guys.
C guys missed the cut,
Yeah.
so I dropped some points.
But again, and I don't want to say they're disappointments. Obviously, Sergio, I think he's playing well. He's number 5 in the world, I think, right now. So he's obviously doing something right. And Jordan Spieth. So those are a couple of disappointing things. You know, I love the fact that Jordan, what he did was on 18. I think he felt he had to post a quick number, get in the clubhouse, so he wanted that birdie, and he took a chance there, and it kind of fell apart a little for him. But I love that mentality on him.
No, yeah, I think he felt that he needed 7 to get in the house, and just think if he takes his time and he does get 7, he was right because 7 would have won.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know.
We'll talk about our league update. The season, to me, starts now. The West Coast, like I said last week, it's a lot of pomp and circumstance, a lot of, leaving the players. They just have a blast out there. They treat them so good. I mean, Hollywood, they get to rub elbows with some of the best celebrities in the world. But I think the season really does start now for fantasy golf and picking your teams. A lot of guys have obviously used up some of their players. I mean, Jimmy Walker's been used a lot. I think I'm down to 6 times. I got 6 shots at him the rest of the year. So now I have to really start navigating what I'm going to do. So there's plenty of golf to play. There's plenty of points available out there. I will tell the folks I am leading the league right now. I have 1,311 points. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
99 percentile in overall for fantasy in Yahoo, so that's pretty strong.
That's why you're sitting in the big chair.
That's why it's fantasy golf with Jeff Deal.
Who is 2 off the first tee? Because first of all, at my club, we don't allow 2 off the first tee. And
Yeah, where's he playing?
Yeah.
They don't allow that
obviously
in
not
my
a
groups
barefoot
either.
no way.
member.
So we're sold out. No way, man.
Yeah.
You're going
They
to
don't
find
allow
it. Get
that
out
in my
there and
groups
Go
who I
find
play
it.
with.
But he's right behind me, 8 points behind me. So And then, and I know in third place, Fantasy Boyfriends. That's the name for her team. She's a friend from the Golf Channel. She's a camera person from the Golf Channel. And then Brian, you're sitting in fourth place, so you came up pretty good there.
I was coming off a 3-week stretch of picking the winner. I did pretty good.
And so, Jimmy, you dropped only one spot, so it wasn't that bad.
No, not as bad as I thought. I think a couple of people obviously leapfrogged me, and then there was such a gap between the next few guys down that I didn't really lose a lot. And the guys I did have did make a lot of points. So,
one of the things about our league and a lot of the leagues, I want everybody to start thinking about the points. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Player performance, golfer distribution stats. Look at your stats when you're picking your teams. There's an A list, a B list, a C list. Everybody knows about. These tables are really helpful in terms of who you're going to pick. So golfer performance stats. Obviously, if you're in our Yahoo League, and I will tell you how to get on our Yahoo League, just go to yahoogolf.com or Yahoo Fantasy and find TGD Radio TV. The group ID is 7491. You can join our league anytime, and obviously you're behind on points, but it's week to week. Let's have some fun, see if you can beat some of the gurus here. And we have right now 10 people in this particular league. We have 30 in the other league, so join the league and check it out. But as you navigate through it, you can go into your performances, your research, check golfer performance, and the stats are big. These tables show the top weekly performers. Another one shows the percentage of fantasy teams that are in Yahoo. Overall, how many teams are in Yahoo in so many different leagues, and how many of these players, the percentage-wise, that they're picking. So I think it gives you a lot of information people aren't using. So.
This is a good tournament coming up.
I like this next one.
Yeah, Honda Classic.
It's going to be hard to pick the winner. Easy to get points, though.
Well, and let's move into that. I always like to look at the past winner. Russell Henley won last year.
In a playoff.
I don't see me putting
Like a
him-
12-man playoff, wasn't it?
with Rory. He beat out Rory.
Yeah.
He's not going to be on my team this year. Just with all the research I've done so far and all the weekly performance, the past performances that are going on right now, he's not making my team.
There's so many people in his group, though, that C group. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong. Like Brian said, it's easy. I think it's easy to get points.
This week should be easy to
This
get
course
points.
is so tough. I don't see a lot. I remember Brian Harmon shot like 61 a couple of years ago. But other than that, this has always been one of the hardest courses they play throughout the course of the year. I mean, the Bear Trap.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at who's playing in it, and let's face it, pretty much everybody's playing.
No, it's the strongest field we've seen this year.
It's the first what to say full field, so to speak, where pretty much all the big dogs are playing in it. It's the first time we've seen Rory this year officially on the PGA Tour.
Yeah,
And
I'm sure he's going.
Spoiler
on
alert:
team.
he's playing well.
By the way,
if you don't have him on your team, you're losing points. I'm just going to say that.
We look at the top world rankings right now. Rory number 1. Bubba moved into the number 2 spot. Solid for him. Henrik Stenson, Jason Day, Adam Scott number 5. Sergio's number 6. I said number 5 earlier, number 6. Jim Furyk, who's playing well, just can't seem to close last couple of years, but
What else is
still
new?
number 7.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then Justin Rose. I was checking performance stats of so far all the Yahoo players, who they're picking, and Justin Rose is right up there.
Well, because he's a horse for the course.
Yeah, he loves that course.
Yes.
Plays very well there.
Yes.
But again, in my research, I just don't know if he's going to be on my team.
Well,
I
go right ahead. That puts me even closer to catching you.
He's feeling us out right now. You know
That's what
that.
he does.
He does that.
He does it every
he's
week.
a manipulator.
I'm
He's
here
like,
to
I
help
don't know
the
if I'm
folks.
going to do him. You guys can do it?
He says he's here to help the people at home, but what he's really doing
Yeah,
is
he's
trying
just
to
feeling out the
There's
guys
a
that are
reason he's
close.
in first place in the league. He takes everything we say every week and then he
Yeah.
builds his team.
it's
That's
like,
why we do this on Tuesday and not Wednesday night.
If anybody knows, it's like picking a jar of marbles. How many marbles are in that jar,
Right.
right? You wait for everybody to pick. Then you add those numbers up, you divide it by the amount of players, and guaranteed you're going to win those marbles in
Yeah,
there.
there you go. I tell you what, though, there's some power pairings going out. If you want to take a look, and sometimes it's a crazy tip, but sometimes you look at there are statistics and you can find them. You don't ever want to take a guy that's going off very, very first or very, very last. Statistically, they don't do well. If you got that 6-7, you're the 6-17 tee time. You're the first group.
Sure.
Because then that makes you the first group in the afternoon the next day, or they just don't fare well. Or the guys going off very, very last, because then it's a short turnaround. They got to
Right.
go very, very first.
Right.
The next, so it's.
I was looking
It's
at
tough,
some
but
pairings, and that's
There's some
important.
good pairings
Yeah,
this week, though.
there are.
I found
Past
a lot, by the way.
champions, 2013, Michael Thompson won. Rory McIlroy in 2012, and Sabatini in 2011. Camelia Villegas in 2010. So some pretty good past champions, but a couple of first timers, or not first timers, but not with the strong field.
It's not like it's a mix of the guys. It's not
Right.
like the Bombers and it's a little bit of everybody.
I agree.
I think I know the par threes are monsters out there. So I look at I'm kind of looking at stats. Par three scoring average going into this.
Yeah.
Obviously, these guys are tour pros, so par fives they're going to eat up regardless.
Say
but
ball
threes-
strikers course.
Ball strikers is good.
Jim Furyk.
especially on these par threes.
Till Sunday, then bench him.
And that's I thought about
No,
that.
no, no. If he's in the lead, you
If
bench him.
If he's got the 54-hole lead, bench him Sunday because he's going to shoot 75.
Yeah.
If he's teeing off an hour and a half, 2 hours before the leaders, play him because he's going to shoot 63 and finish top 5. That's what he
so-
does.
He's always the backdoor top five. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
one
what he
of,
does.
and listen, even though I'm leading the league, one of the things why I'm not leading, because I'm doing pretty good this year, but why I'm not light years ahead of where I want to be is because of that. I tend to make the wrong moves at the wrong time. Dustin was a perfect example.
It's the hardest part of our
I
league.
benched him.
Yes.
I benched him on one of the days this past weekend at Northern Trust, and I shouldn't have.
I didn't play him Sunday at Pebble,
So
or I would have won the week.
Right.
I finished second in the week, still moved up the board, but I didn't play him, and he shot like 7 under on Sunday. Here's some of the tee times that are of interest. If you look through this, you got Ben Crane, Zach Johnson, Nick Watney, Russell Henley. And this is one people like. Defending champ, Ricky Fowler, Graham McDowell.
That should be a
that's
feature group.
that's a feature group.
That's
no
a
doubt.
feature group there. Martin Kaymer, Phil Mickelson, Sergio Garcia.
Another feature
group
group.
number 2. Right behind them, Matt Every, Keegan Bradley, Victor Dubuisson, who's also making his 2015 PGA Tour debut, the Frenchman, right? He hasn't played
Yeah,
yet.
he withdrew his last event. Though,
Yeah.
so I'm wondering.
Yeah, whether he's
Is Phil
even-
going on anybody's team?
Not
No.
yet.
He's just not
Not-
on anybody's
not
radar.
here.
Not yet.
This
Part
year.
hurts.
The
He's
decline
going to
of a
come out of
champion.
nowhere, and he's going to either win or finish second in an event, and we're all going to pick him the next week, and he's going to miss the cut. Because that's what he does. Let's see, another one. Mark Leishman. No, that's not that great. Duffner, Ken Duke, and Ernie Els.
Right.
The Duff. What happened to him? Everybody knows what happened to him.
Who cares?
He's
Hot
laying on a
wife.
beach with his
With
wife.
his
Lost
hot
the
wife.
weight,
Yeah,
got a haircut.
seriously.
He has a hot wife.
Who cares?
He's won a major.
Does
He's
he
good.
even care?
Duff's just doing his
It's
thing.
like Sean McKeel winning a PGA.
Listen, he's more interested
Gone.
whether Auburn beats Alabama than he is whether he wins another
That's
golf
right.
tournament. Patrick Reed, Billy Horschel, and Justin Rose.
That's a great.
There we
matchup.
go. Top
That
5.
is
Hashtag top 5.
top 5
Yeah.
up there.
That's the little Ryder Cup stuff there with Patrick Reed and Justin
Justin
Rose.
Rose.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
a lot of fun.
And should have
Couple
been
of side
and should have
notes.
been Ryder Cup or Billy Horschel.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a whole
Brooks-
other talk show.
Here you go. This is the one everybody and their brother will be watching. Everybody. Brooks Koepka, Rory McIlroy,
Rory McIlroy.
and DJ.
Yeah, that's solid.
That's a lot. Okay, who's
That's a long.
What time do they go off again? They go
long-
off
So
at
here,
12:30,
I have a
right?
They go off
question.
at 12:45.
I have a question for you there. Who's hitting the first approach shot in that group?
It'll rotate.
I mean, because all three of those guys are
guys
bombers. And Rory's the little guy, so but he can still hang with those two.
How many times on the tee do you think somebody goes right after the swing goes, gotcha? I mean,
Gotcha.
seriously, you think those guys aren't having fun?
Oh,
Because
my
all
goodness.
3 of those guys are going to have drive route all day long,
Oh, my
or even in
goodness.
3 woods.
Hashtag side bet. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. How much side bets going on?
Yeah,
Like,
really.
How many long drive in that tournament?
and it's not a 50-cent Nassau either.
No.
No. I mean, there's some good groups, and and that's 12:45. So that'll be the TV group right there.
Mhm.
You know, that's the one that they'll catch. And then you got that's pretty much it. They've kind of got it spread out a little bit. There's not a whole lot of powerhouse groups. I guess you could say Luke Donald, Charles Schwartzel playing together, and they're going off of 10, while Rory and DJ are going off of 1.
There's another horse for the course, Luke Donald.
Luke Donald, yeah.
Mhm.
He just doesn't have much.
He's not there. He's
No,
not back.
it's not.
He's not the Luke Donald we remember who
No.
makes everything.
No.
Hits every fairway.
He definitely isn't.
Not yet, anyway.
No,
Well-
so there's some good
So-
pairings out there.
so
So
what,
I need some solid picks from you guys for the
All right,
folks
well,
out there.
You were a week too early. Well, no, because he scored a lot of points. But go Sergio again.
Yeah, I agree. I like him.
Out of Group A, I like Sergio and Rory.
Okay.
well, I think Rory's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You're
Let's just
silly
get
if you
that
don't
out
have
of-
him.
Let's just get that out
You
of the
don't
way.
have him.
Take Rory.
Sergio's a good option there.
I mean, there's a lot of good players in that A group, but just
I'm gonna give you a pick, okay? And I'll give you a reason why. This guy right now is battling his country, so he can keep his visa, so he doesn't have to go into their military. Sangmoon Bay.
Sangmoon Bay?
Yeah, I mean
Interesting.
he's trying to apply so he can stay on the PGA Tour, and he's playing so well. This guy needs some checks because he might be in the Army in a couple of weeks. So I want him
true.
to, and I
yeah,
think
but
about
is that
that
gonna wor-
mentality.
Is that going to work in his favor? Or is
Well,
that going to work against
motivator,
him?
or is that a distraction?
Well, I think right now it's working in his favor. This guy's
So far he's been playing well.
He's
he
playing
played
very
well at
well.
Riviera. He finished at top 10. I know that.
Yeah, he's got 4 top 10 finishes and a win. I mean, he won the Fries.com earlier in the
Yeah.
remember the wraparound season.
Maybe it is a motivator.
So there's a guy to put on your team. Again, this is probably a guy that you haven't picked yet.
Is he an A-lister?
I'm not quite sure
Well,
where
let's
he's
see.
at.
Sing
No, I
Moon
think
would
he's in
be
the B.
he's a B group.
He's
He's
a
a
B
B guy,
group.
and there's a lot to pick from the B group.
And then
this
one more
week.
guy I'm going to give you is Keegan Bradley.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I was
I
going
like
to say
Keegan
that
there.
he plays very well there.
Yep.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you Lee Westwood.
Yes, I was going to say that. And we
Really?
already talked about Justin Rose.
He was not on my radar.
He's a horse for the course, though.
Well, there you go, folks. There's some
There's some great picks for you.
great picks for the from the gurus here, Fantasy Golf TV. Again, check us out on fantasygolftv.com. TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, navigate over to our featured golf course pages, where you'll find up-to-date information about courses, course conditions, specials, and much more. Need help with your golf vacation? Give us a call. 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-GO-GOLF-1. Again, 844-464-6531. All of our TGD programming is archived for your listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on shows you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio and TGD Radio tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. My name is Jeff Deal, your host. Guest host guys, experts in the business. Jimmy Biggs, Brian Steffen.
My title gets better and better every time I get on this show, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Thanks for staying. Hey, set those teams.
Good stuff. Yeah, I tell you what,